Hi, this is Jason Most with InRoads Credit Union, and today we're DIY with InRoads. DIY with InRoads is a fun, money-minded way of saving some money, doing something at home, and having a little fun with it. This is Season 2, Episode 2, and tonight we have a special guest. Aimee Thompson from InRoads Credit Union is going to be showing you how to make this adorable puppy flower arrangement. So again, without further ado, InRoads' very own Aimee Thompson. Take it away, Aimee.
Well, thank you, Jason. What a great way to have an introduction. My name is Aimee Thompson, and I am a mortgage officer, loan officer for InRoads Credit Union. This is one of my passions. This is something that I've enjoyed to do. I owned a flower shop for about 3 years, and I have been doing this on and off for about 15 to 16 years. So today, what I'm going to show you how to do is the puppy dog arrangement. You see, I like this arrangement because the puppy is the focal point, of course, and you can pick any kind of flowers, whether it's from a grocery store or in your own yard. You can make this beautiful arrangement. So this is going to be the finished product. And so what I want to talk to you about first is a couple of things that you're going to want to get started. So let me move this to the side. So what you want to do is you want to start with a basket, a pot, something like this. You can have a small, medium, or a large. Mine is a medium because I wanted to be able to show you how to add the flowers in and what it was going to look like towards the end. It's a little bit easier to see on camera. So what you want to do is you want to have your basket. You want it lined with plastic because you will have water that will eventually leak out. You're going to want to put floral foam, which is what they call oasis foam. You take the dry foam and you will let it soak and it will absorb the water. I would say probably 45 minutes to an hour for it to totally soak. You want to cut it down to size, as I've done here, and you just set it in place. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you have a pair of scissors. I like using a knife sometimes, not always. You're going to want to have ribbon for the dog's ribbon here, as well as one of these sticks that you're going to tie the ribbon off with. You can have some Oasis floral glue, or you can also use hot glue. For the purposes here, I didn't want to use a hot glue, so I used my floral glue. You're going to want to have pipe cleaners, some short, some long, depends on how you want to use them. You're going to want to have 2 buttons, something for the eyes, and also like a little palm for the nose here. So the first thing to do is when you're looking at your arrangement, it's going to be kind of hard because I'm doing it backwards, but what you want to do is figure out what side that you want to have your puppy dog on. So if you want it on the right or the left, this one was on this side, and I can do the same.
Hey Aimee, I just want to remind viewers that all of the instructions we're going to put up on inroadscu.org/DIY. So if you're unfamiliar with what materials that you're going to need for tonight, just follow along, watch Aimee, see how she does it, and then we're going to post those materials up there on that landing page, and then you can make your own puppy dog.
Absolutely. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is with the flowers, you can select any kind of flowers, any color flowers that you want. I would always say you want to use white carnations for the dog because it really stands out. Any flowers that you use, make sure that you don't upstage the dog because that is going to be the focal point. So what I like to do is I like to use some leather leaf. You can get this usually at Safeway. You can buy it there, or I think any grocery store probably that has a floral department. And so what you want to do is you want to start the base. And so you see here that I have down here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but at the bottom, you're going to kind of make a little area where you're going to have little greens here. And I'm doing it backwards, so I apologize. And this is going to kind of just give you the base. We're going to want the dog here, so I'm going to leave this side open. And I just do it corner to corner, and I just start filling it in. And we just go around, and eventually it's all going to fill in with flowers and such. So you're going to be fine with that. So you don't want to put too many ferns in, because if you do that, then your flowers won't have any room to breathe. You won't be able to see the beautiful flowers. It'll be too cluttered up. Okay. And I'm just working my way around. There's no wrong way to do this. And no matter what, it's flowers, so it's going to be beautiful. That's my motto. Okay. And I put a few, if you notice that I have a few that's not pointed at the end. They're kind of like the middle of the fern. So heck, we don't want to lose that greenery. We never waste any flowers, we never waste any of the greens. We can always use them. And so here is the start. Okay? Now what we want to do is that I'm going to have to move this a little bit this way. We want to start making the feet. And so what we're going to do, I have my white carnations here. And you always want to take them out like this, kind of fluff them out, because they will stay tight. That's about that long. And this is going to be this part right here.
So Aimee, I know that you have a special place where you get your flowers.
Yes.
But do you have recommendations for where to pick up some of these flowers to make this arrangement?
You can absolutely go to Safeway. You know, sometimes they don't always have the white carnations, but absolutely. Or, you know, if you really wanted to do a special arrangement, you can always call a local florist and order, you know, 12 or 15 white carnations.
But what if they want like a brown puppy dog? Can they get some food coloring for those carnations or what?
Absolutely. And they also have, you know, you can order some spray for flowers. And I think you can get it at a craft store, but you can definitely, it's like a spray paint for different carnations. Anything that's white, you can spray paint it. Absolutely. Thank you, Jason.
Well, Aimee, you got a lot of fans on tonight. Everyone is saying hello to you. We got Michelle. We got Kim Preston, we got Amber, we got April, Hannah. Hannah's asking what your favorite flower is.
My favorite flower is a lilac. I'm not even, because I must have probably about 25 or 30 varieties in my yard. So that's my favorite. But if I were to say as a florist, my favorite would be absolutely carnation. They smell good, they last a long time. Okay, so if you look here, I know it doesn't look like much yet, but this is going to be his foot and his foot. Okay? Can everybody see this? All right.
Yeah, we can see that.
All right.
Kayla is making an appearance as well and wants to say hi.
Will you tell her hello? Okay, so now we have one arm here. And we have second arm here, okay? So now this kind of gives the legs. I say arm, but it's leg. And so
Teresa Fine says, hey.
You tell Teresa Fine, hello. Actually, she could actually hear me, so. Okay, so this is going to be the chest of the dog here. Okay, so now you can see we have the start. Okay, and listen, you know, you can start to place it if you have to pull it out a little bit, push it in, it's fine. I mean, you can work with the flowers. The Oasis is very, very forgiving, so we're good with that. So there we have the start of the dog. I'm going to move this to the side here because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to make the dog's face. So it's a lot easier to make the dog's face and his head in your hand. So, and I do it in a couple of sections here. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to get 3 of these guys here. So you put 2 at the bottom, 1 on the top, and you make them flush and even. Okay? Just like that. I take a pipe cleaner and I'm going to twist it. The reason I do that is because if you notice on the bottom, they're spread, it starts to spread far apart, and you're going to eventually want to stick it in the oasis. So this is going to help me design this a little bit better. Okay, so this, in essence, is his head. Okay, or her head. Now what we want to do is we want to make it its nose. So we want to find a really nice full carnation for the nose. I believe this one's pretty good now. I might do this one. Okay. So this one is the nose. Now I'm going to set the nose just a little bit out. Okay? And that is going to be kind of at the muzzle and where I'm going to put the nose. So here we have the nose. Now we want to do the ears. Okay? I'm going to put an ear there and an ear here. And there's going to be the start of the head or the face. Okay? I'm going to get another one of these. I'm going to wrap it around. And the nice thing is about the green is nobody's going to see it once it gets into the basket here. Okay? So, I'm going to fluff it up a little bit. And once I put the little eyeballs on, it's going to be great. Okay? So I trim these up to make it even together. So about that long. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set this. Let's see which way I'm looking at it.
Jess Barnum also says, "Hi, Amy."
Hello, Jess. Okay, so here, I got to see where I'm looking at it here. There it is. Okay. So this, in essence, is going to be his head. Okay? And it'll look cute because we're going to put the little nose, little eyeballs. And so here we are, we have the dog. Now I like to put a little one here and a little white carnation here just to kind of, I don't know, maybe not really cover it up, but make it look a little more complete. Okay. And I have seen people do this with mums. They do it with white mums, and that's kind of a cool thing too. I like carnations just because they seem like they're a little bit thicker and they seem to hold a little bit better. Okay. All right. So now we've got the puppy dog and we've got the greenery. So what I like to do is I'll move this around here so you guys can see.
While you're moving stuff around, I want to encourage people watching to put their dog jokes in the comments, okay? I want to hear some good jokes about dogs tonight.
Okay, so can you see this, Jason? Okay, perfect. Okay, so we see that we have our puppy dog here. And with flower arrangements, you want different angles. And so you can see I have height here, and it's going to go down to this here. And you want to make sure the height is fine, the colors are fine, out is fine. You just want to make sure that the dog is going to be the focal point. So I'm going to have a little challenge doing it backwards, but I might have to turn it around for you, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find some height flowers, which I just purchased these. And as you see, I've put 4 here. You can put 3, 4, or 5. I mean, it doesn't matter. Again, this is all in how you like it to look. So whatever makes you happy, do it. There is no wrong way. Okay.
Our good friend Shannon Quimby, DIY expert, says there's no such thing as the DIY police.
That's right. Happy accidents.
Yep, this is your project.
Yeah, right.
There are no police here.
And I think too, like with anything else, you have to practice at it. I mean, it doesn't, if you want to try it, try it. What the heck, what have you lost? Still looking at beautiful flowers, right? Okay. So now, I don't like the way that little thing looks up on the top there. I'm going to cut that little bit off. Okay. So, there's our height flowers, okay? And so I'm going to build off from there. Actually, I think I'm going to put another one. Okay. And so here I did some carnations and whatnot, but I'm going to hold off on those. I think I'm going to do some of our little daisies here. And this is beautiful, and this is a cute little arrangement too. If you, like I said, you put anything like lilacs, anything in your yard is really good.
What are those purple flowers called? Michelle's asking.
This is larkspur.
Larkspur?
Larkspur. And you can get this a Safeway. You can get this at Safeway. They have like a little package of like 4 or something like that. So with these come in a big bunch. So I always, and again, never throw any flower away. But, you would think that this wouldn't be worth anything, but this is a real good thing. I put them in throughout, and it gives a little bit of depth and whatnot. So I always use that. I never throw that stuff away. Okay. So now I'm just going to start building with the colors.
Shiloh says, hi, Amy.
Hello, Shiloh. Gosh, and I was going to get so nervous today, and I have so many buddies. That's great.
You have a whole fan club.
I was going to show you my dance moves, but I wanted to be invited back, so I thought maybe a flower arrangement was a better idea, right? I don't know. Okay. And I just start building out. And you don't want to do any clumps of one color or the other if you want to do like a spring basket, so. You want to make sure you get to the back too. Usually, I'm notorious. Sometimes I think it's so beautiful in the front. Oh man, I forgot the back. So.
It's kind of like my house right now.
Right.
The front yard looks beautiful. Do not look in the back.
Not so much. Okay. And you can pick up baskets anywhere. I mean, gosh, Goodwill. Goodwill's got a lot of baskets. Craft stores, all the craft stores. For sure.
I think even the dollar stores sometimes carry some nice baskets.
And you don't necessarily have to do baskets if you don't want to, You could do a pot. And I've seen this too where they put like a little dog biscuit in there. That was really cute. Okay.
You shouldn't have mentioned dance moves because people are really excited about Aimee Thompson's next DIY, Dancing with Amy.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You really want me to come back, don't you? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to move into the purple ones. Again, there's no right or wrong way. Didn't Bob Ross, was it like happy accidents? I think he was the painter, right?
These are happy little flowers.
Happy little flower, happy little accidents, I think he used to call them.
Corey Zartman's asking, do you usually do one color at a time?
I prefer to, but you don't have to.
Yeah.
I prefer to, but you absolutely. Again, whatever works. It's easier for me to see it, but that's just me, you know. And this little arrangement's going to probably look not an awful lot like, well, it will look similar, but they won't be the same. They will be, but they're not identical, I guess. Okay.
So you're just filling in around the...
I'm just filling in. Yeah. And so I have purple, and I'm going to put some purple over here. And bring it out a little bit, okay? And so it kind of just depends on how you want it to look. Now this I've kept low because I'm going to put some pink up here, and I'm also going to put some of these to give me a little bit more height, okay? Okay.
It's looking good, Amy.
Thank you, Jason. The pressure's on. I think I'm on a timeline.
No, you're doing great.
Perfect. And I usually make a lot bigger of a mess, so I'm doing good tonight. Okay, so if I decide, you know what, like you said, Corey, sometimes I'll try to do all of one color, but if I kind of get bored and I'm going to try to put some different things, different colors in, I will go back and forth. So I am going to do that actually right now. So here's some more of my height flowers. Height flowers with a different color and a different shape. You know, they're a little smaller than these mums. You can use regular size carnations. I like the smaller ones, but you know, it just depends on what you prefer.
Amanda says this is looking so good.
Well, thank you. Okay. Well, I am awful shy, so I wasn't sure how it was going to work today. Just teasing. I'm not the shy one of the bunch. I'm sure I'm going to get comments on that, for sure. Okay, now, I started here, and I'm going to start bringing the line down a little bit here. I'm going to bring some over here, okay? See how that looks? Then I'm going to fill some in here, and honestly, really, your eyes will tell you. You think, I need a little something here, a little something there. You know, your eyes will show you kind of what would look good. So I'm thinking something around this area here. So I'm going to put a little one here. And if it doesn't look good, take it out and put it someplace else. It's not a big deal, right? It's just flowers.
Kim P says you are the funny one.
The funny one and the loud one, I know. But thank you, Kim P.
And also the short one. And the reason I had to basically walk in on my knees.
It's terrible. Okay.
So I don't know much about flower arrangements, but what I'm kind of picking up is just to give it depth, you're doing different heights and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, and again, well, and here's the thing, you could take this and you can make a little roundy moundy if you wanted to. I don't prefer doing a roundy moundy, but you can, which is real tight. But I want it to be open and airy and look like he just jumped in a basket of beautiful little flowers. So that's kind of what I was going for. Okay, so I'm gonna start filling it in there. If anybody sees something, let me know, because I'm working backwards. And your eyes are gonna probably be better than mine. And don't be afraid to keep length on it too. I mean, you can always cut it shorter, but it's hard to make them longer. So I always say err on the side of caution, make it a little bit longer, and you can always cut it off.
So Michelle had a great idea. She says,
Sure.
gonna have to take one to Running Dog Brewery. You know.
Right. Well, you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to give this one to Running Dog Brewery. How about that?
Awesome.
Perfect. And then I have these little tidbits here. I'm just going to come around, guys, and now you see how kind of sparse and sad it looks like over there? Yeah. So I'm going to have to add some to that. Okay. Sometimes I get inspired and I put a little twig of this and a little twig of that. So does anybody have any questions so far, or are we still good?
Yeah, there's a couple questions
Sure.
that came in. Brittany's asking, where's your favorite place to purchase flowers?
Well, because I still do some flower work on the side. I have a business, so I go to the floral market in Portland. But if not, Safeway. Safeway's got a really good site. You know what? Fred Meyers does too, actually. Fred Meyers does a really good job.
And then Hannah is asking, how do you water this?
So really, you're just going to want to go in at the back and just pour water in on top of the oasis. That's why you notice that I didn't stack oases on top of each other, because you want it to suck up the water. And if you stack them one on top of the other, then you're gonna, the flowers that are in the top oasis are gonna dry out and probably die earlier. So that's why I always do it that way. And I feel so sorry for this tablecloth.
It's okay. We'll wash the tablecloth. This flower arrangement is more important.
Agreed, J-Lo. Agreed. Okay. All right. Now, this is a real good, this is Alstroemeria, and I like this a lot because it's a different, well, it's like a little lily, and it's different, it's a different look, of course, but it's a different texture, and it's a little bit of a, it's just a different shape, and it fills it in nicely, and I'll show you what that looks like. See, this other one, I didn't even put any of these purple ones in there. Sorry, I got distracted. I gotta put another purple one in over here. See how that works? Okay. So looking okay?
It's looking great.
All right. Now we're gonna move it along, I guess, huh? So I'm gonna come here. That fills it in. This is gonna fill it in. This, I'm gonna fill it in.
So I showed a picture of this to my daughter. She's 8 years old, almost 9, and a single tear ran down her face because she thought it was so cute.
Well, you know what? She's in luck because she's gonna get to have that one. You can take that one home to her. How about that? That's nice. She'll love it.
What I was gonna say is I'm excited to make one of these with her.
Oh,
I think this is a great
absolutely.
thing to do as a family.
You bet.
Or if you don't want to do it as a family, you want to do it on your own and gift it to somebody that you love or care about.
And again, like I said, you know what? These flowers here, you can find in a garden. I mean, a lot of people have beautiful, cutting gardens at their own house, or they have a neighbor that has them, but I would ask the neighbor's permission before you start clicking in there. No. Okay.
Or you could tiptoeing through the tulips.
Right, you don't want that. You don't want that. And I don't want to get in trouble because that Aimee Thompson told me I could just go to the neighbor's yard. Okay. So it's starting to fill in here. And here's the back of it. It's not as nice or as polished or as pretty, but this is really meant for a front, a front type of arrangement because people are looking at the dog. So.
So Elena says that she thinks you did get these from your neighbor's garden.
I didn't. I promise you I didn't. I used to own a flower shop, and my son, he was a little guy, he was probably 5 or 6, and he decided he wanted to start making some flower arrangements, so I would let him go and make little flower arrangements. He would go into my cooler and he'd make these arrangements and he'd put them in the cooler. I'm not kidding you, what, he actually sold them. People are like, this is darling. So I was talking to him today about that, and I said, what would happen if you decided you wanted to be a florist? He goes, that would be cool. He goes, but he doesn't think it's in his card, so. It's kind of like dancing. Everybody can dance when you're 5. When you get to be about 45, you can't dance anymore. I mean, I can, but nobody really wants to see it. Nobody wants to see it, I don't think.
I disagree. You definitely have fans on here tonight that are looking forward to that next dancing DIY.
Okay, it's going to be a DIY don't, I think. Okay, guys, so here's what we have so far, okay? It's kind of rushed, but this kind of gives you an idea. This is going to be a real full basket. Now this is what they call solidaster. This, you can also get the stuff at Safeway. All of these things you can get at Safeway. I've seen all of this stuff there. So this is what they call solidaster. Sorry, I'm fiddling around with this stuff. Now this is good because this is height, and it also, depending upon where you put it, it kind of folds out your arrangement. So I'm going to do this, and you can see a couple ways how it's going to function for us. So here, see, it just gives a little bit of a, right? And again, I'm sitting backwards, so it's kind of rough, but.
It's okay. The viewers appreciate you.
Okay. Well, I'm super excited to do this. This is fun. Okay. I'm going to wait on that. Okay. And let me do this here. And I was thinking too that they had, when I had my flower shop, they had a gentleman to come around in a van, and he was called the Rainbow Man, and he would come around, he'd have different kinds of pottery and all kinds of stuff, and that was the highlight. And so Connor, my son, he would go out and let's go pick something from the Rainbow Man, and so he'd always get to pick a little something. Awesome. And we'd make a flower arrangement out of it. He thought that was pretty cool.
Paul Kiefner says beautiful.
Thank you very much. Okay, guys. So there we go with that. Now, we can add in a few little, these are another type of fern. And I like to use these just because it kind of, stick them in just here and there. Gives a little softness to it. You see, I don't try to waste anything. I try to keep as much as I can. Because you don't want to waste flowers. Every little twig matters. Believe it or not. Especially when you're a florist. Okay.
Well, Kim's beautiful little girl, Paisley, wants to make one of these for Grandma, awesome, who happens to be visiting this weekend. So
awesome.
They want to thank you for the inspiration.
You're very welcome. Okay, so we have the dog. Now, when we were talking about it before, I had said that you're going to want to get ribbon. You pick any color you want. That's just what I happen to have. You can do small ribbon and make little bows in his ears if that's what you wanted to do. But for the ribbon, I make the bow. I'm not going to do that for you today because I already had one pre-made. But you're going to want to make the bow, and you want to twist it with this, okay? So you're going to have the finished product, which is this. Now this is not the big bow for the arrangement because you don't need one. I am going to use this and stick this in for his, looks like it's going to be like his little neck bow, okay? So if you remember, I had it separated here and here. So we're going to bring it in like this. We're going to smash it in there. Don't worry, smash it in there, it's fine. And pop it back out, nobody's ever going to know. And there's the bow on the little guy. Now, we are going to do the eyeballs and the nose. Is there any questions before I move forward? Nothing? All right. So you can do hot glue if you wanted to do hot glue. That's perfectly fine. I didn't want to do that here because it was cords and all that stuff. Plus, I didn't want to get burned on camera. It's embarrassing. Okay. I think we're good with that. And I think you can even get super glue if you want to. I mean, any glue's going to work. Okay.
So basically you're just putting glue on the...
Putting the glue on the end. It's going to be a little nosy posy. Okay. And I'm going to put glue on his eyeball. And if you have somebody, I want to tell you this too, that is a cat lover, you can do that as well. But instead of the ears, you can actually cut ears out of like white felt and do the same thing on the head.
Cool. April says she will be coming to you for all of her flower needs from now on.
Well, that is perfectly fine. I would love it. I still do weddings and all that good stuff, so I stay pretty busy still with it. So.
I will say, Amy, you did some beautiful arrangements when there was a passing in my family, and they were gorgeous. So
Well, thank you
Amy
very
knows
much.
what she's doing over here.
Okay. So that is it. Can you see it?
Hold it up a little bit. His one eye you can't see super well because he's got a big snout.
Well, I'm going to tell you how to fix that snout. You just trim the snout down. Is that better?
Puppy looks great.
Okay. Well, this is the arrangement. This concludes the puppy dog arrangement. Again, you know, I've seen it. People make like bunnies out of it, kitty cats. So this is not just a one and done. So I decided to do the puppy dog because, you know, I love little hound dogs.
Well, we're getting some comments. Chantel Brown says looks awesome. Elena says love it. Teresa says so cool. If you guys have any questions for Amy, put them in the chat. Or if you have a dog joke to tell, put it in the chat. We're going to be around just for a couple more minutes. Admire the beautiful work that Amy just did and answer any questions that you may have. So I have a dog joke. Well, it's not really a joke, more or less. I think I told you last year during COVID, I got a puppy.
Right.
Her name's Kira. She's a cute little pup. And I was walking her down on the CZ trail. I was going towards the river, and there's the duck ponds there. And the ducks were just going crazy. Just going after her. Won't leave her alone.
Really? Chasing her?
Chasing her. But I guess that's what I get for getting a purebred.
Oh, no. Did you just go there? I kind of like it. I like it.
You have any dog jokes, Amy?
I don't have any dog jokes, but I do have 2 dogs at home, and they definitely keep me busy. I had 2 little weenie dogs. And I thought, oh, that's enough. And then I adopted another big dog. And yeah, he's 3 years old. He's very rambunctious, but I love that little guy. He's my favorite.
Kim P says, why did Scooby-Doo quit Mystery Inc.?
Why did Scooby-Doo quit Mystery Inc.?
The work was too rough. Raggy.
Right.
Hannah says Moo's been watching with her.
Ooh, I love that dog.
So for those that don't know Moo's a bulldog. So if you need a shorter snout on your puppy flower arrangement, you can do that, Hannah.
Of course. Again, happy little accidents. It's your arrangement.
All right. Well, if we don't have any questions, I want to thank you, Aimee.
Well, thank you for having me.
Making this beautiful puppy flower arrangement that can be enjoyed by all. Like you said, it doesn't have to be a puppy. You can make it a kitty or whatever creature. Red panda, I don't know.
You could.
Could do a red panda. But I just want to say thank you. For teaching us all how to make this beautiful arrangement. And I will step on and sign off for you here.
All right, then I guess I'll step off. Thank you very much.
From all of us at InRoads, I want to say thank you for joining us today for DIY with InRoads. As mentioned earlier in the broadcast, in the episode, if you didn't tune in at the beginning, that's okay, because you can go to inroadscu.org/DIY and go to our landing page where we're going to upload this video for you to watch at your convenience anytime you want. We're also going to list a materials list that tells you a little bit about what Aimee had today to make this beautiful arrangement. So don't feel like you missed out, because there's still a chance where you can sit down with the video, step by step with Aimee, with the materials in hand, and make your own puppy basket. So again, go to inroadscu.org/DIY for this episode of DIY with InRoads. You can catch past episodes of DIY with InRoads and also link into future episodes of DIY with InRoads. So again, from Aimee and from myself and all of us at InRoads, please stay safe and healthy.